welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we're taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. This is episode 2 of Wixo, and if you didn't see last episode, go quickly check that out. Also, thanks for almost 100 views on that video. It helps out the channel a lot, and it will put us out there. Also, we are super close to, I almost said 100, but 50 subscribers, so go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But while going out through this video, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you do like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And let's see if we can get to 50 subscribers by the end of next week. So, Egypt is getting themselves into even more controversy. Over here, the blue team is allying themselves over here to these guys. And now I do have an idea. I'm not going to put it in what is happening to my charger. I'm charging my phone right now because it's dead. And I just ran over my charger with my chair. And now there's stuff all over. Oh my gosh. Everything's falling off my desk. As we also see the blue teams allying themselves officially to Mesopotamia, who is going through a war right now. Well, kind of a war. Some areas down in the south over here go ahead and break away, declaring their independence. Mesopotamia looked at them and they're like, what are you doing? And they're like, you don't care about this southern area. So these people over here, the light blue team, will quickly expand into all these territories and will mostly be focusing on the Mesopotamian rivers. Eventually, Mesopotamia will be forced to give these guys their independence. And let's quickly look at where they're placing their capital. Their capital is going to be placed right here within the Kuwait areas. So, boom, Mesopotamia lost some land. We also see more explorations happening. The Arabian Peninsula was fully discovered in the last episode, as we also see Mesopotamia and the blue team are doing some more exploration over here, almost at expansion, not failing like the last episode, as they discover around the Thessaloniki areas, as well as they discover Crete and a lot of these islands over here, making it to the Athens area, making it to this huge thing right here. No idea what it would be called, directly connected to the mainland. As we quickly see, they discover most of the Greek areas, and a country goes ahead and declares themselves a nation. This is the Greek nation over here, or the light purple nation. These guys declare themselves a nation, as we also see a southern nation down here also declares that they are a nation. This nation is the nation of Crete. These guys will probably not be able to expand, more forming a Mediterranean empire, more like a trade empire. As we also see over here, the blue team is doing some expansion. Same goes for Mesopotamia as they meet up to the Bosphorus Strait. Sorry, my English is not that well today. As we also see, they do more exploration around the Adriatic Sea areas. And we finally see these guys will discover this area of Sicily and will make it to the Italian peninsula. Immediately, these guys will go ahead and claim over all of Sicily, and Egypt looks at them, and also, let's finally give names to these countries, because I'm tired of calling these guys what just happened? I'm tired of calling these guys the blue team and these guys the red team, so let's give every country a name. Now, you guys can call them whatever you want, but here are my official names for them. First up, the gold team is going to be known as Carthage. The red team over here is going to be known as Egypt. This nation right here is going to be known as the South Nile Nation. These guys are going to be known as Sudan. Well, Sudan for now. These guys are going to be known as Ethiopia. Over here, the light orange team, they are going to be known as Yemen. The purple team will be known as Oman for now. The light blue team is going to be known as Kuwait. The lime team, of course, is Mesopotamia. The blue team is going to be, Sinai, because their capital is on the Sinai Peninsula. The orange team is going to be known as Turkmenistan for now. These guys are going to be known as Crete. These guys are going to be known as the Greeks. So there we go. There's every country name. First up, these guys also need to place their capital somewhere. Greece's capital is going to be placed up here in this city, and Crete's capital, of course, is going to be placed on the island of Crete. So, let's get straight back into this. My voice is not that good today. I have a lot of schoolwork I need to get done. Well, I had a lot of schoolwork. I finished at school, of course, but I gotta study for some tests coming up, so... We quickly see these guys are exploring more of these areas, and will discover and create the settlement known as Rome. Now, eventually, when I get to like episode 10 or so, I am going to be doing a live stream updating this map, updating major cities and stuff. Well, adding major cities, because I don't think World War I is going to be happening on within these episodes. It'll probably just be small, minor wars. We also see they discover the southern areas of Sardinia. I'm pretty sure Sardinia and Corsica are both pretty mountainous countries. Well, not countries, islands. We also see these guys discover the South Iberian areas. And these guys are starting to do some more exploration within these actual areas, and will settle in a lot of these areas. As well as we do see some settlers come over here to Crimea and say, this is like the perfect place to live, but it is not, I can tell you. As we see, a brand new nation is set up. The nation of the yellow team is set up over here. These guys kind of like it here, and these guys will probably one day become a pretty large empire. So a lot of brand new nations are forming. These guys will just be known as the yellow team for now, because I don't want to call them Crimea, because there might be a nation in the future being known as Crimea. The yellow team will also do some more exploration over here, and will meet up with Mesopotamia in the Caucasus region. Mesopotamia is more focusing on the European areas with Sinai. You know what? I don't care. These guys are going to be known as the blue team, because Sinai is a terrible name. You guys could call them Sinai if you want, but who cares? We also see these guys do some more exploration into the Caucasus, eventually discovering the rest of this territory. As we also see these guys meet up with the orange team over here and start to discover more of these Persian areas. We also see the orange team is trying to make it all the way over here, as we do see some settlers over here decide to conquer India. We see huge major settlements go ahead and pop up, such as this one over here, this one more in the south of the Indian Peninsula, and this one over here. So these guys all settle themselves within India, and some brand new nations are formed because of this. First up, we have this pink nation right here. These guys set themselves up. These will be known as just India for now. These will be known as the Indian nations, because I have no better name to call them. We also see the southern Indian nation setting themselves up right here. As we also see a light yellow nation over here. First up, let's also go, second, let's give these guys some capitals. Their capital is going to be placed right here. Theirs is going to be placed in this city. And theirs is going to be placed down here. We also see the yellow team sets themselves a capital, placing it right here, not in the Crimean territories. As you see, these guys are mainly focusing on exploration, as these guys all know each other exist because they are the same peoples. Basically from Mesopotamia, who is from these guys, who is from Egypt. Right now, everybody's related to Egypt, but that might not be in the future. As we see these two go ahead and meet up, and these guys will discover these southern areas, and eventually will also discover the entire island of Sri Lanka. Most of the Indian Peninsula is going to be discovered as they meet up with the light yellow team over here, and India is starting to be even more discovered. We also see a group of explorers decides to explore. Why is that a color? Decide to discover and explore these areas over here, and we'll meet up with the French. Well, this is not French anymore. This is just like the Sur China areas, and they go ahead and discover the Vietnamese areas, which they quickly set themselves up a country over here, as these guys don't really want to be a part of India, who's a pretty distant country. These guys come from these guys who went up here. So these guys set themselves up a brand new nation over here. I have to find a color that hasn't been used yet. It's a color that hasn't been used. That color's been used. This color's also been used. What the fuck? This color hasn't been used. Please tell me. Okay, good. It has been used. Vietnam sets themselves up right here, mainly within the Cambodian areas, but this is like Vietnam, I would say. The Vietnamese Empire, I'll be calling them that from now on, just probably Vietnam though, is now here. We also see the discovering of the rest of the Malay Peninsula, as well as this island. A lot more explorations going into India this time, well, over here, as we're kind of shifting our focus from Egypt to mainly these other nations, such as Mesopotamia and the Indian nations. Egypt's kind of getting out of our grasp now, but, the first up, their capital is going to be placed where I would say Ho Chi Minh City is in real life, and Egypt's dealing with some conflicts once more, as Egypt has decided to claim over more of this land over here, stretching all the way down to the Somali areas, which is very hard to control within these areas. But these guys will also go ahead and meet up their territorial claims over here. Ethiopia quickly claims all of these territories, though, which is really hard for a pretty small nation who's also extremely weak in government and everything else. So it might be hard to control all that land. But the red team also is having tensions rising with Egypt, so that's another problem. And Egypt has tensions rising with Carthage. These two have gotten closer, and Egypt has only gotten closer to the nation of Crete, who are they trading with. And Egypt is kind of falling apart, but they do go ahead and claim over these territories, which does give them a morale boost. Why? Actually, I have no idea, because their capital, well, this isn't even on the river, so who knows why. Also, within the Arabian Peninsula, we see Yemen does some expansion, as well as Oman, who comes over here to do some expansion. Kuwait will also do expansion, meeting up in these areas, and these guys will as well. As a brand new nation is born over here. Well, a couple. First up, the brown team, the Southern Arabian nation, as well as a dark indigo nation, sets themselves up over here. Eventually, the entirety of Arabia is controlled by nations. Their capital is going to be placed over here, closest to the water, and their capital is going to be placed over here, on the opposite sides of each other. I just realized that. I wasn't even planning for that to happen, and yet it did. So, yeah. As the red team eventually tries to get themselves an ally, this ally is actually none other than the nation of Oman. And Oman kind of just tries to accept this, but they're getting pressured by Mesopotamia and the blue team to not joining in on this, and eventually they do decline the offer, but these two have secret relations behind closed doors. We also see these guys are doing some more exploration within the Sahara. And yeah, the red team is probably one of the most advanced nations yet so far, but also entirely not. So we also see Carthage over here decides to do some more exploration within these areas, and it looks like Europe may not be the one colonizing this time. It may be these. Wow, this is advanced so far from episode 1. I have just realized that. Also, what is this map? But let's get straight back to this, as more of the Persian areas are starting to be discovered over here. Oh, I've been going over Dizpro's Wixo videos for about 8 minutes now, and I could tell you mine is way more evolved than his was in episode 2. My mic is also extremely far away from me. Hopefully you guys could hear me for those, probably 10 minutes for you guys. But now, mine is, for some reason, way more advanced. I have no idea why I went so fast with this, but if we go ahead and just go to someone else's, but, like, what? This is, like, episode 2 of Aegisthus wasn't even this advanced yet. You know what? I give up. Like, this is gonna be, like, I'm guessing, about 50 episodes. Just kidding. More like 100. But, also, I feel like I've been going super fast because my last one was extremely fast. But you know who doesn't care? I don't care. It's my Wix, so my rules. No one can tell me what to do. So, we also over here, I'm finally going back to actually doing Wix and stuff. We see these guys go ahead and advance into more of these areas. Now, I do want you guys in the comments. After the end of this video, I do want for Friday's video to do one of my Wixo videos bringing Egypt or one of these nations to real life to see how it would play out. I really want to see how Egypt would play out. They're a really large nation, and I just want to see how it would play out. So, in the comment section below, tell me if you guys would want to see that or not. If you guys don't want to see it, I'll probably not do it. But if you guys do want to see it, I'll probably do it for Friday's video. Right now, I'm filming this on Wednesday. Sorry there was no live stream for you guys yesterday. I have, like I said, a lot of stuff to be filming and editing because I should probably start to film and edit everything on Saturdays, which I'm not doing. So, let's just get straight back to this. We see over here, these guys, the Vietnamese, will do some more exploration within these areas. Now, I'm pretty sure most people with their, civilizations by episode 11 or like something, they will have connected up everything from Asia to Europe, but this is what the brown team's trying to do as they kind of try to go up these areas, but they're mainly going along kind of rivers over here, but that means it's super mountainous, so they do meet up with this lake right here, and the brown, I erased capitals for some reason. We do see another small thing goes ahead and breaks out. This is a little crossfire, not actual gunshots or anything. This is just a crossfire between the red team and the blue team. Egypt and the blue team. These two get themselves into a crossfire as we see two people will go ahead and start fighting on either side. So, yeah. It truly is happening. These two are getting extremely... So, yeah. These two are getting, or having, extremely bad relations. Like I said, I cannot be talking right now. Yeah, it's extremely hard for me to be talking right now. I'm struggling a lot with speaking the English language. So, yeah. As these two, of course, got themselves into a crossfire, actually into regions. Fires between these two as well. So, I'm going to go ahead and mark where all the crossfires are happening. First up, there's two over here within these two regions in two major cities. And a lot over here, so it's kind of insane. Tensions are rising. I'm probably going to make this one of the shortest Wixo videos, but that's mainly because I do want to focus more heavily on these areas. As the red and the blue team are starting to create different alliances, and we might see the first war, well, the first Egyptian wars. We see the creation of military alliances. We see Egypt create, well, the blue team creates a military alliance, known as the Square Alliance, allying themselves to Yemen, the South Nile Nation, as well as these guys. Mesopotamia, of course, is not going to be getting involved in this war, since they do not want to get themselves into a big, major conflict, and the red team is forming their own military alliance. This military alliance is known as the Circle Military Alliance. who will be joining in on this since Egypt doesn't have that much allies. First up, Crete will, as well as actually Greece for some reason. And eventually, we also do see, I've said eventually twice, Oman will be joining in, as well as Kuwait. So, this might be really quick for military alliances to form. This is more like alliances that are like different peace talks and stuff. So, with the rise of these military alliances, we see the start of the first Egyptian wars. Well, not yet. As Egyptians and these guys will have a crossfire, eventually leaving these guys to have the north captured from these guys, and these guys will capture the south, marking the beginning of the Egyptian wars. We also over here see the Egyptians will be having crossfire over here, capturing the entire border with Yemen, forcing a military guard. And these guys will also have some altercations. As we see, these guys quickly capture their entire border. As well as these two have some altercations, which don't settle, as we see the first Egyptian war start. But that will end it all for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you do like and subscribe. Join all the Discord servers. I'm sorry if this series has been way too fast paced. I'm going to mainly be focusing on a slower pace now, as I feel like, So, that will end it off, like I said, for today's episode. If you guys do enjoy, make sure you do like and subscribe. And remember, if you guys do want to see Egypt coming into real life for a video, go ahead and tell me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.